What's good, y'all? It's Fred Marvin, your favorite speed coach, and you're watching Marvelous World. Today, we're about to break down the 100-meter hurdles final at ATHLOS. Winner gets $60K. Let's see who's going to take the dub. All right, here we go. We got Jasmine Quinn, we got ATHLOS Johnson, and we got Masai Russell. 3 of the greatest hurdlers in the world. 2 of them from the USA, 1 from Puerto Rico, although Quinn is from South Carolina. Family lineage from Puerto Rico, same like my family lineage is from the VI. One thing that I really enjoy watching from the hurdlers is watching them really turn over. There's some people that do well in the beginning of the race or the end. Oh, somebody flinched. Hold on, I'm about to run that back. But Quinn, when she gets a great start, it's really hard to stop her. Masai is always a comeback at the end racer. I don't know why. It helped her at the Olympics because if Masai gets out quick enough, it's going to be really hard for anybody to catch her at the end because she really comes back at the end hard. Quinn, her hurdle form is incredible. She has the ability just to step over the hurdles, which for a taller athlete, depending on how tall the athlete is in the female hurdles, the women's hurdles, it may or may not be easier because the women's hurdles are shorter than the men's hurdles and they don't change from high school to college to pros. I believe the females have an advantage, whereas they can really get better at the hurdles from high school to college to the pros at a more rapid rate, which is why you've seen somebody like Masai Russell, who she herself says she maybe only ran the 100 hurdles 5 times before college, which is crazy. The fact that she was a 400-meter hurdler when I was here, when she got here, I remember Masai came in and she was supposed to be a 400-meter hurdler. So everyone was kind of thinking that she was going to be that. Everyone knew she was great on social media. You know, you always have haters and things like that, but I think for the most part, the team embraced her. Never did I see her becoming an incredible 100-meter hurdler. And so over the years, her getting that experience, taking that from high school to actually maybe she just needed to touch the hurdles a lot more, getting here in college, working with Coach Green, working with Coach Hall, and really developing her hurdle form. Really, over the years, you saw her not being so high over the hurdles, more getting comfortable being right on top of the hurdle, and really actually hurdling. Similar to Quinn, when Quinn got here, she was raw talent. I remember she had the red shirt. I think it worked out to her benefit. She got a chance to develop a little bit more. She got a chance to mature as far as like high school to college. That transition can be tough. And then you saw her just take off. Freshman year, win the nationals. Sophomore year, win the nationals. Junior year, she didn't win, but she got second, and she was like, look, I'm going pro. And now you see what she's doing, right? $60K in ATHLOS, just off of running, doing the same thing she's been doing for years. So let's go ahead and let's back up. Let's break down, what made the race, what really determined who won what and who did well. But just wanted to give y'all a little bit of backstory on each of those athletes. And the last thing is we'll talk about ATHLOS Johnson. She's an athlete who's not sponsored right now. Like, she's sponsored in her own way. And the fact that she's running these pro times for the last 2 to 3 years has been incredible. Finally made her Olympic team and everything. But just seeing her shine has been great. My wife and I are really big fans of ATHLOS just because of what she stands for and how she runs. So really hope that ATHLOS continues to thrive and do her thing too. Now, as we break down the race, I kind of thought somebody flinched in the beginning. Oh, they did. Quinn flinched and ATHLOS flinched, and they didn't call it back, which is kind of crazy. Typically in track and field, obviously, like you should know, if you flinch, you're out. So the fact that Quinn flinched, ATHLOS flinched, and nobody was called back, because basically they have these speakers. If we go back, let me see if they'll give us that view. Basically, they have sensors in the block that should tell you whether or not somebody has, you see the block, there's like those little boxes behind the athletes. These boxes should tell us, based off of the sensors that are hooked up to the blocks, whether or not somebody's putting pressure on the block or not. And then when they actually put pressure on the block, they should be able to tell who moved first, their reaction time and whatnot. And you cannot have under a 0.100 reaction time. For whatever reason, they're saying it's not humanly possible, even though it is. But that's neither here nor there. So the fact that they flinched, I don't know if these are officials that normally officiate track and field, but they should have been able to see that. But you see the boxes right there behind the athletes, kind of hooked up to a sound system that should tell us whether or not the athletes have flinched. It's interesting though, I don't see it hooked up to the actual blocks. So I'm not sure if they're actually working how they're supposed to. Anyways, Quinn gets a great start. And whenever Quinn gets a great start, it's tough for anybody because she typically doesn't get a great start. Little flinch here, gets a great start. ATHLOS gets out good. Masai a little bit delayed. Now, as they're coming through, you can kind of tell Quinn gets over the hurdle very quickly. Her trail leg, her lead leg snaps down well, touches the ground, no heel to the ground, toe to the ground, forefoot, right? And then she snaps her trail leg through very fast, bringing it through her arm, forward and down. Now, Masai does the same thing very well, except she gets faster as the race goes on. Something like she gets more warm, or she kind of gets more active with her motions. If she could be more active in the beginning of the race, it would be easier for her to get a great start. That does not always transfer to having a great finish in the hurdles, because then you see the athletes like, for example, Grant Holloway. Sometimes he gets an incredible start, but you will see him slow down towards the end of the race because he's trying to keep up that same action, that same effort, that same ability to really bring his trail leg through and snap his lead leg down and continue to increase that speed. And you see him get caught at the finish line at times, although he's working on that now, because maybe he will have spun his wheels a little bit too much in the beginning trying to get out. Now, hurdles is a wire-to-wire race, so there's nothing, you're not holding anything back, which is why some of these athletes like Masai who get better towards the end, a lot of times I kind of attribute that to potentially just youth in that event. Masai is probably the competitor in this field, in most fields that she competes in, with the least 100-meter hurdle experience. Now let's put that in perspective. Masai is the collegiate record holder in the 100-meter hurdles. She's the fastest woman ever in college in the 100-meter hurdles. She's the second fastest woman in the U.S. ever in the 100-meter hurdle. So the fact that she has maybe the least amount of experience, but practically the best U.S. times, second to one person, the great Kenny Harrison, also a UK track and field alum. The fact that Masai has the least races, most likely, as far as a 100-meter hurdler among those who she competes with, should let you know she will break the world record if she's healthy over these next 4 years. I know I say that a lot about certain athletes, but I only say it about certain athletes who I know they're capable. Now, Jasmine Camacho-Quinn, she can do the same thing. And we really haven't seen Quinn go to that next level because sometimes she needs that motivation. I'm not gonna lie, some of the best athletes, they need that motivation, right? They need that oomph, somebody who's pushing them to be great. Now, guess what? She has Masai, she has ATHLOS, like Devin from the Bahamas. But there's people out there, there's Jamaicans, there's people out there who's pushing Quinn now. And that's going to take Quinn for these next 10 years, I think, to really become one of the greatest hurdlers ever. You can see that Quinn's hurdle motion is more fluid, and Masai's gets more fluid towards the end. In the really slow-mo, you'll really be able to see it. You saw the flinch. ATHLOS was kind of bent down in her stance, and you saw she was kind of sitting down in her stance on the way to the first hurdle, probably because of the flinch. Quinn's hurdle motion is the most fluid. You can see here in this picture how quickly she gets lead leg down, trail leg through. It's like one motion for her, whereas a lot of other athletes is lead leg down, then trail leg through. Hers is lead leg down, trail leg through. Same way that I'm saying it. Versus lead leg down, trail leg through. Quinn's is lead leg down, trail leg through. So it's all one motion, right? Masai's is coming slowly. Lead leg down, trail leg through. Lead leg down, and you can see now trail leg through. Now trail leg through for ATHLOS. Versus touch the ground, you see where Quinn's knee is. You see where her arm is, knee is up, foot, toes, most likely dorsiflex, and ready to attack the ground as well. So she's in better position to be in command in the race. She's in better position to control the race as far as where she is. She's in better position to attack the next hurdle because of the way that she comes off of these hurdles. Lead leg down, trail leg through as far as the cadence instead of lead leg down and then trail leg through. It's all one motion. So you can see her doing that throughout the race. And it's easier when she feels pressure to just keep that going. You can see how she kind of pulls off of each hurdle, hips are going forward off of each hurdle. But what I want us to watch now, how is Masai in the first half of the race, how does she turn lead leg down, then trail leg through to lay down trail leg through one motion. She does it very well. So watch Masai. It's like 1-2, 1-2, and now you see 1-2. It's like she's getting it. She gets it towards the end. And she's very fast through the middle as well. Her feet seem to catch up a little bit more throughout the race, and that is really what makes her dangerous, because if she's close to you, she's going to catch you. Now, Masai works out with Devin Charlton, who I mentioned earlier. She's the best Bahamian hurdler of all time. Devin and Masai train together, and so Masai is going to be working on that start, which is why I say she's going to be able to run the world record, because if Masai can catch you and run 12:40 or 12:30, whatever she ran at the Olympics, and have a bad start, what can Masai do with a good start? Can she run 12:12, 12:10? You know, one of these ladies is going to run 11. Once they get on the right track with the right conditions, in the right place, right time, all that stuff. Someone's going to run 11:9. I don't know who is going to be first, but we're going to at least get 2 athletes, most likely in the next decade, to run 11:9. And that's going to happen with a great start, and then talent like Quinn and Masai to finish. Don't count out the Kenny Harrisons. Don't count out the Alicia Johnsons. But these athletes are just right now, they're on top. And Quinn, like I said earlier in one of my earlier videos, ATHLOS providing $60,000 for a winner. That is all the motivation somebody needs at the end of the season to continue to train, knowing that I'm in a field of 8 people and all I got to do is beat 7 of them, taking that money home. All right. So if y'all like the video, comment. Let me know who y'all think is going to be the best hurdler in the next couple years. Who's going to win the world championship next year? Is it going to be Quinn? Is it going to be Alicia? Is it going to be somebody who's not here in the ATHLOS final? Is it going to be Masai? Do you think Masai can run the world record? Do you think that Quinn can hold off Masai and some of these young hurdlers over the next couple of years and still get another gold medal? Y'all let me know what y'all think. I'm going to keep making the videos. All right? Love y'all. Peace.